Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing a Perfume Collection slash declutter video. This wasn't really on my radar to make a perfume declutter video. I was actually going to do a part two, nail polish, perfume, and hair care combination declutter. Part two to the other declutter video that I made not too long ago, which I will link. But I kind of have other plans for my hair products and nail polish. There just wasn't enough that I really wanted to get rid of to make a video out of it, right? Perfume though, that's a whole other story. Just definitely ones that are going off, that are way too old, and I have no intention of actually putting on my body. I don't really know how I feel about perfume. Like, I have a couple that I'm trying to pan, so there's that. But I don't know. I'm not as big into perfume overall. Like, I don't like look to try new ones right now. I don't know if I even care. I mean, I like to spritz a little something on, but I don't know to what extent. But that's something to figure out. I'm not at that point now of trying to figure it out. I just kind of go with the flow of life. But yeah, it is time to cut the cord and move on. Let's get into it. Okay, so I'm gonna have two different spreads of perfume because I can't fit them all into one frame or just look really cluttered, but overall I have 16 perfumes slash body spray type of things. So this you might recognize from my Project Pan video. I am trying to finish this. So this is the Maybe Baby perfume by Benefit, which is discontinued, and I'm about halfway finished this. So I still like it enough to pan it. So I'm obviously going to keep this till it's finished. This is super old. I probably got this in like 2006 maybe, like around that time, and I really like this. It smells a lot like, I was saying champagne. It definitely has a peach undertone, so maybe a mix of peach and champagne. So I still really love this. I love the bottle. The bottle's really cute. It has like little script going around it on the top, so that's just not gonna go anywhere. This CK1 summer perfume my mom had given me years back. Again, a lot of my perfumes are from my 20s, so this was one that was gifted to me, and it's very citrusy. This is super citrusy, like very pungent citrus, like lemons being thrown at you citrus. So well, that's great. I don't mind like a little touch of citrus. This is a little bit much, kind of like up to here if I hold it up. And I definitely don't have any intentions of using this, and I do think I'm going to end up decluttering this one because it's just too much for me right now. It's way too much. So I'm going to let this one go. I mean, it was great that my mom like gifted it to me. I appreciate that, but fragrance is such a personal thing that like it's hard to give a fragrance to somebody unless it's one of those like, I don't know, like universally loved type of fragrances, but even so, that can be hard too. So all right, this you might also recognize from my Project Pan. I just rolled this in, and this is the At the Beach perfume spray by Bath and Body Works. I also have the body spray, which you'll see in the next spread, but this is my favorite beach scent. And I was so excited that Bath and Body Works carried it because it's a little bit, you know, less expensive. And I am trying to finish this up to about here. I really have high hopes that this will be finished potentially this year, and if not this year, definitely next year, because the bottle's so skinny and it doesn't take that much to get it to go down really quickly. Okay, next we have this Britney Spears Fantasy perfume, and this was one of my favorite perfumes. I am about halfway finished this perfume. Very candy-like smell, but like not super candy-like. Like it has a little bit of a musk in there too. So it's definitely a sweeter smell. I always loved this. I thought it was kind of a familiar scent, but also unique. I think I want to keep it. I don't think this is something that is really my style anymore, but I could see myself maybe finishing this because the bottle isn't huge, right? And if I'm halfway finished it already, I could see myself like, I don't want to say forcing myself to use it, but kind of sort of forcing myself since I do like the smell. So we're gonna keep this one. Okay, so I have the Tocca Florence perfume, and this I had rolled in, I think it was Deck of Panning maybe, and I wanted to use it 10 times. I was saying in those videos that I wasn't sure if this fragrance was really me. Again, this is one of those gifted perfumes. I had won this rather at a bridal shower. I'm like up to here. It is definitely floral, but it has a little bit of a sweetness to it as well. Well, I was able to use it 10 times and didn't mind it. I just don't think this is me either. Like, after I had this in the project, I just didn't care to reach for it again. I really didn't, even though it was fine, right? Like, and that to me was kind of a sign that I don't like it as much and that I prefer other things over this. So I think I'm gonna declutter this one too. I really feel badly about that because it was so expensive. I just wish I liked it more to use it. You know what I mean? At least I didn't buy it though. So maybe my mom would actually like this one. She doesn't care about that kind of thing, so she'll wear whatever. I'm gonna be letting go of that. This Gap Dream spray, more fragrance than the body spray, I think. This was very reminiscent of like college. While there isn't like a ton of this left, I don't think this smells great on anymore because it's so old. It's old and it just doesn't perform the same way as you can imagine being that old. Like if I pulled the cap off and sniffed it, it'd be fine, but that's really not the point. If this actually smelled okay on me, then maybe I could pan it, but that's just not an option. So I'm gonna declutter this, I think, which it's a shame because I do love smelling this and thinking about my college days. It does smell really good. It's definitely dreamy. I think that's like the perfect name for this fragrance, but oh yeah, no, at this point I'm just kind of like feeling a little ridiculous just keeping that for memory's sake. If I ever really want to go down memory lane, I can just head over to Gap Outlet. Here we have this Love Struck Vera Wang roll-on perfume. And I received this as a gift when I was in a wedding. I was a bridesmaid. And this was actually really nice. This is a little bit fruitier, like a citrusy fruity mix. This is a good one to, I think, try to pan after I'm done my other perfumes. So I think I'm gonna keep this and finish this off at some point. I don't think it'll be this year that I finish it, but maybe next year, early next year, something like that. It only has up to this much, so we'll put that in a project eventually. So let's move on to the other perfumes. Okay, here we have Victoria's Secret Intense perfume. I got this in 2015. I smelled it in the store and I actually asked my husband to get this for me because I really liked it. And I still do like it. It is a little bit muskier, but it has a sweet undertone as well. Definitely for me, winter fall scent. So yeah, I don't want to declutter this just yet. I still like it and I think I can get some use out of it this year, next year, and then we'll see where we go from there. Like, I don't think I'm ever going to finish this. Right now it's up to this section of the bottle, so I have that much left, and that's a lot of perfume. That's a lot of perfume. So I don't think I'm gonna ever finish this in a timely manner because it is a seasonal fragrance to me. So we're keeping it, but I'm not sure like how long. I'm just gonna use it till I don't really care for it anymore, and who knows when that will be. This is the Betsey Johnson perfume, and this bottle is ridiculous. It's crazy. That's her brand though. She was really popular. Definitely a moment where she was like the it brand. This thing was always an issue when it came to storage, unless you were keeping it out on your dresser, which I don't do that, so I always stored it without the cap on. This was one of the more unique fragrances in my collection and definitely older. I used this quite a bit when I was using it more or using it at all, and I got down to maybe about here on the bottle, which I don't know if you can tell how far down that is, but it's not that far down for the amount that I used it because I think it's so wide up here, it's just not going to show much usage, but really cool scent. And I kept it because it was so unique and I really enjoyed it. But I think I need to let it go. It does not perform the way it used to. It's very strong. It is definitely a strong fragrance, and I don't have any intentions of wearing it, I don't think. So I'm gonna declutter this one. It's sad, but yeah, it's a little crazy. It's a crazy little component here, bottle. And yeah, a little bit much for me these days, but it was a cool smell. I still like it, but I also won't wear it, so I think it's time to move it out. These two are the Viktor Rolf Flower Bomb perfumes. This is probably one of the more recent perfumes, but that's still not saying a lot. I probably got it in like 2012, 13, something like that. I couldn't tell you. It came with this backup perfume, so you could like, and a funnel. It came with a funnel, which I have the funnel still. So you could like pour this in if this was running low, which is like laughable because I barely made a dent in this thing. And I use this pretty often too, not all the time, but this is more of like a nighttime fragrance, like if I was going to an event, and then I kind of started using it a little bit during the daytime. I love this perfume. I'm not decluttering this. I think it's such a great fragrance. It's not for everybody. You either love it or hate it. I'm in the love it camp, and it just makes me feel very like, I don't want to say sexy or seductive because that's weird, but kind of. So yeah, I really like these. I'm not gonna get rid of these, and I don't know, again, like, will I ever finish these? I don't know. Definitely not gonna ever get to the backup. I'd be shocked if I ever did, but oh, I need to use it more. I do need to use it more. This is the Juicy Couture perfume, and I think this is just the like regular Juicy Couture. I know there's like different versions of this. This is definitely halfway finished, more than halfway finished, but I used to wear this all the time when I was a substitute teacher, so it definitely reminds me of when I first started like teaching, like those days, and it's classic. And I used it a decent amount, like clearly if it's over halfway finished. This is a perfume that I don't wear as much these days, but I kind of like it a little too much to just declutter it, so I think I'm going to eventually pan this guy. And here are what's left. These are my Bath & Body Works body sprays. These are the only ones I have left, and let's go through them. So this I'm using right now. This is the Happy Vibes Fragrance Mist. It's a mini size because at this point in my perfume journey, I knew better than to get a full size. I am up to here on this. I think I got this in 2018. So it's still going though. It still smells pretty good, and at one point I was like, I want to declutter it, I'm gonna give it to my mom, and this year I really like it. So sometimes we change our minds, and I do want to keep this until it eventually does finish, which even if it's a travel size, that could still take a long time, but I'm willing to keep it around because it's so small and I like it. This has like a very pear, citrus, happy vibe smell. I don't know how else to describe it, but yeah, that's pretty accurate. This Twisted Peppermint body spray, body mist from Bath & Body Works. This was one of my favorites for a really long time. I have used it up to here, and there's still so much left to go. This is so old. I do use this obviously in the winter time because of the peppermint, but I also used to spray this in the summertime because it's very cooling. But before I made this video, I tried to spritz it and see what it smelled like, and it just does not perform. It doesn't smell as candy-like and peppermint-like as it used to. It kind of has like a more just off smell. Like, definitely not something I want to smell like. So I will miss this because it was one of my favorites. I don't know, who knows, maybe one day I'll get the travel size, but these days it's hard to tell what I'm willing to put my money towards anymore. So I do love this, but I think it's time to let it go. It's just really old and doesn't perform as well. There's like too much of it left, and I just don't want to keep looking at this every year. Even though I did like it, I can't in good faith keep it around anymore. It's just not, yeah, we're gonna declutter that. We have the At the Beach body spray. I am like up to here, and these things take forever for me to use up, but I don't really care. I'll just keep it till I maybe finish it or until I don't like it anymore, and we're not at that point at all. So gonna keep this too. It's funny that I have this and the perfume, like that's how much I liked it. So there you go. And here's one that I forgot to include. This is the Calvin Klein Euphoria perfume, and I always loved this, but it's just not one that is easy to use because it's a very kind of like stronger, if you want to say more masculine, I don't want to say masculine, but you know what I mean, more striking perfume. And I like to use this more in the evening, but I kind of found a way to incorporate it into the daytime a little bit at one point. So I'm gonna keep this because I do love this one as well. I just don't know, it's gonna be hard to even try to attempt to finish this because I think I'm like down to here. I marked it down at one point just to see how much of it I could use, and I love the bottle too. The bottle's really cool, so I love that. Yeah, so I am going to keep this. So here are the perfumes I am decluttering on this side. That's 5, and I have 11 that I am keeping. Some I will try to finish as I go through life. Like if I find myself disliking any of them or I'm tired of them, I will probably let them go before I finish them. So you will see this collection again when I do my inventory videos, which I think will be pretty soon. So like I said, I'm not quite sure where my perfume journey is headed. I don't like owning a ton of fragrances, that I know for sure. I did use up a sample of the Lancôme Teint Idole perfume, and I really like that, but I'm proceeding with caution. Like if I do buy a perfume, it's definitely going to be on the smaller side because I can really enjoy perfume, and then after 2 years, 3 years, like not like it as much. So I don't like wasting it, especially perfume. It's so expensive for what it is. And if you're somebody who tends to kind of switch up your preferences and have a bigger collection, it might not be worth it to buy 80 something dollars or more bottle of perfume. Like, you really have to love a perfume and feel like you can commit to it for a long amount of time, or just have a very few amount. So it's really up to you. But for me, that's kind of what I'm thinking. So thank you so much for watching this perfume collection slash declutter video, and I hope you tune in for more. Definitely consider liking and subscribing. I always say that at the end of every video. It really does help my channel out a lot, and again, helps me know what you guys like to see. So I will catch you in my next video. Bye!